Good morning, everyone. We are back with another lesson on our favorite signposts. We're talking about tough questions, and today, the big assignment, and actually, you can work on this today. You'll probably need to keep working on it on Monday, and we'll wrap it up and share our responses on Tuesday. But we're looking at the question that follows when you see different signposts, especially the tough question signpost. So we have the first two, right? Contrasts and contradictions. And the key question for contrast and contradiction, when you're reading along and you see that the character says or does something that's the opposite, that contradicts what he has been saying or doing all along, you pause and you ask yourself, why is the character doing that? And the whole idea here is to get inside who the character is and to understand the characters better. So when we see a contrast and contradiction and we say, why is the character doing this? For example, we're watching the Finding Nemo video clip and we see the shark who's actually friends with the fish. And we say, why is the character doing this? Why is the character being friends with the fish? And it tells us something about Bruce and his relationship to fish, right? It tells us that he's actually likes fish and he's trying to be friendly. And so even though he's this big nasty shark, he's trying to change that. So it gives us a glimpse into who he is when we ask the question, why is the character doing that? Same thing with the aha moment. In the aha moment, and my thing didn't change, give me just a second. In the aha moment, we see that you're reading along, and suddenly a character realizes, understands, or finally figures something out. So in this aha moment, we might ask ourselves, how might this change things? How might this realization change things for the story, for the character? And so we can ask this in the aha moment with the story of the hare and the tortoise. And when the rabbit, finally figures out that he's not going to win the race and that slow old turtle beat him, then we need to stop and ask the question, how might this change things? The rabbit probably won't boast next time. The rabbit might be a little bit more careful where he takes his naps. How might this change things? And so for our third signpost, the question is, bear with me, the question is, what does this question make me wonder about? We have a tough question signpost, and then we have the important question that goes with it. So a little bit complicated here, but the tough question, the question we ask ourselves when we see the signpost is, what does this question make me wonder about? So today, we're going to focus on that. Often another way of phrasing this is, how will the person answer the question? Who's going to win? What are they going to decide? What does this question make me wonder about? Most of the time it's, what are they going to decide? Are they going to take the red pill or the blue pill? How's the cloud going to overcome his problem with the stork and all the dangerous animals? Something like that. So here's a fun poem that kind of illustrates our tough questions. Let me see if I can pull it up for us. Bear with me for just a second. This one right here. Okay. Gonna pull myself over so we can see everything. Okay, this is a fun poem by Shel Silverstein, one of my favorite poets. Following the trail on the old treasure map, I came to the spot that said dig right here. And 4 feet down my spade struck wood, just where the map said a chest would appear. But carved in the side were written these words, a curse upon he who disturbs this gold. Signed Morgan the Pirate, Scourge of the Seas. I read these words and my blood ran cold. So here I sit upon untold wealth, trying to figure out which is worse. How much do I need this gold? And how much do I need this curse? That's the poem by Shel Silverstein. And the question here is, how much does he need the gold? How much does he need the curse? Now, none of us need curses, but the tough question is he going to risk getting the curse to get the untold wealth, the gold, or is he just going to let it sit? And that's the tough question. And so our answer to the tough question, the thing we're going to ask ourselves is, what's his decision? What's his decision? How is he going to decide this? What's important to him? What's valuable? So often in these sorts of questions, what actually comes up is what a person really values. Now, for today, we are going to write our own conflict or a tough question. And if you want to, you can make it a poem, but I'm asking you to write a simple paragraph, at least 3 sentences, one main idea. So here's my example. I shared this a bit in class. Here's my example of a tough question paragraph. Listen. When I was 10 years old, my parents had a tough decision to make. Would they move to Minnesota or stay in Connecticut? They decided to move to Minnesota because they wanted to have a better place to raise their family. This shows they cared a lot about their children. So that's my example, and I want you to write at least one paragraph, 3 or more sentences about one idea, describing a tough question you or someone you know experienced. And I've shared an example there in the Google Classroom. This is how I structured mine, and this is how you can structure yours if you'd like. First sentence would talk about what the tough question was. You just put the question out there. A tough question I faced was blank. The second sentence, tell us what you decided. I decided to do blank. Sentence 3, tell us what the decision shows you. And here you're going to write, it was more important to blank than to blank. Tough question. Boom. There you go. So please write that paragraph, get started on it, and we will see you on Monday.